Two observations about John in this episode. The first one has to do with his hair. John has a full-on bowl haircut in this.
What?
Yes. Sam, can you pull up a picture of John in this to show Jenna? I grew up in a small town, and some of these farm boys, they would just put a bowl on their head and cut their hair around it.
What was that about?
I don't know. Look at that.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh,
it's
at
a
14
bowl.
minutes and 19 seconds.
That's
full bowl.
Full bowl. Okay. And then the other thing I notice about John is that John says D. White.
He does say
He says
D.
D.
White.
I say
Dwight.
Dwight. I say Dwight.
He said, well, he doesn't say D. White. He says Dwight.
Dwight. Okay.
Dwight.
John says D. White. D. White.
Dwight.
Dwight. Oh my God. John says Dwight. And I say Dwight.
I say Dwight.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight.
But I absolutely love it now because it just makes me miss John. And every time I hear him say Dwight, it just makes me smile. So there are my two John observations.
I have an observation about Jim in this episode, which is, and actually a fan pointed this out as well. I had noticed it, but I will give some props to the other person who noticed it. Except I don't have their name written down. I'm sorry. Person out there, you know who you are.
Yeah.
Which is that all of this could have been avoided if Jim had just taken 15 minutes and picked a plan.
No, I know. No,
the way he was asked in the beginning of the episode.
Yes.
I mean, he ends up having this fun, playful day with Pam. But if we're going to get real here, it cost him and everyone else in the office decent health care. On the other hand, in his defense, I will say the task was to slash the health care. So I'm not sure he could have done much better than Dwight, but maybe he could have. Well, does that make him kind of not as charming? I don't know.
Well, I think
this is an argument.
I think what happens in this show is that Michael passes the buck to Jim and Jim passes it to Dwight, and it happens over and over.
It does.
It does. And Jim is just like, listen, I don't get paid enough to do this.
Yeah, well, and I think the argument really can be made that Jim knew it was inevitable. Like, what we ended up with is what we were going to end up with. Although the other argument can be made that Dwight made it worse than it needed to be.
Okay, I have another.